or am I just live right now? That's the real question here. Because I have no idea. You're live. It says I'm live. Am I actually live? It seems like you literally don't have an option to just test the stream. Apparently you just go live. Which is fine, I guess. Which means that I'm going to be doing like this whole sharing thing of the link live as well. YouTube's dashboard has updated again. It updates every fucking 2 weeks, it seems like, at this point. So, bear with me as I get used to this. I don't know if the chat is going to work in Streamlabs because it never has before. But it might just work today. I kind of doubt it. Okay, anyway. I think we have everything we need right here with us. So let's go in Discord again. I would have liked to do this before I actually was live on the internet, but YouTube wouldn't let me. YouTube just fucking hates me, apparently. Starting a team, cats up a challenge run of the month live. That should be fun. It even has a proper thumbnail. It doesn't really have a proper thumbnail. It just has a frame from the video, but it looks good enough for the time being. So self-promotion, and here. And let's see where we end up going with this. I probably will die fairly quickly because I am going to play this obviously in a Nuzlocke type format, because that's just kind of what I do, isn't it? I want to have the chat open here as well. I'm really still juggling with different windows because, again, I would have liked to do this before starting the actual stream. YouTube wouldn't let me. You know what? This works. This works. Let's actually just start playing. Okay, this is kind of my fault. I think I have a... Do I have a thing with nicknames? I should have had a thing with nicknames, right? I don't think I did. Huh. Anyway, in that case, I guess we don't have nicknames. If there's anybody in chat right now that has to do with the community run, can you please tell me if we have like pre-made nicknames or if I need to come up with nicknames myself? Because I can't find the nicknames. Probably should have looked for it a little bit longer. There are no nicknames. Okay, that's good to know. There are no nicknames. So that means that I'm going to have to come up with them myself, which I wasn't prepared for. So they're all going to be very bad. But the positive side, right? The positive side to this is that we're live. So when I'm not creative, which is always, I can just look at people in chat and steal a nickname from you. Unless everybody's going to troll me and not give me a nickname, which fairly likely, honestly. Because there's not going to be... I can't even see... I can see simultaneous viewers. I've actually got a viewer count in this new dashboard. I love it. I don't. I hate YouTube. Also, hello, Dominic. How are you doing this fine? It's a Thursday? It's a Thursday, I think. Name them Team Academy members. That's actually not a bad idea, honestly. I probably might actually end up doing that. Or just generally like people watching this, because people watching this are more important than like general Team Canopy. Also, how do you like my overlay? I made it in like 10 minutes. I spent like 10 minutes doing the first version of the ISAP Canopy. Then Photoshop crashed. Then I lost all my progress. And I made the entire thing again in 10 minutes. I think it's pretty neat. It's not my best work ever, but I like the way the title is actually like has an ice texture to it. That was 2 seconds of work, but I like the idea of it. You're gonna ready to yell at me? Okay. You can yell at me because that's what we do here, right? I make mistakes. You yell at me. We're all like happy because I like being yelled at for some reason. You like yelling at people. I don't think there's going to be any yelling for the next, like, at least 15 minutes. Right? Because why would there be? Because there's nothing happening the first 15 minutes of Pokemon Platinum. Pokemon Platinum gets started very, very slowly. I mean, I guess we don't get to have a egg or a Pokemon, or it's an egg log, right? Did I really read over that? It's an egg log. I'm not going insane, right? Yeah, eggs. So I guess we won't have any to begin with. Oh, but we can. See? You like to dislike the lower case. You would have preferred me to do all caps. I mean, I can see that. Or at least Platinum should have been a capital P. I'm not going to change it now because it's converted to pixels rather than being actual text. So we definitely want our rival to pick Turtwig. Right? Because it's an ice type run and Torterra, oh my god, I broke something. Torterra absolutely explodes as soon as it touches one snowflake. Is that a little bit cheesy because I know that I'm only going to have ice types? Yeah, it is. Do I care? No, I don't. It's a monotype run, but you can play it as normal run or an egg log. Well, yeah, okay, fair enough. So I'm playing that as a log version, which would be an egg log, right? Because I just always do. I never win them, so I can't say normal Pokemon are just too boring for me. It kind of is, but I can't say that because I always lose. But it's just much more interesting from like a content creation perspective to do a Nuzlocke variant of any kind of run. And that's why I'm doing a monologue now, which mono egg log, I don't know. Is that a thing people do, mono egg logs, like a combination? It is now. Oh, I like the title on YouTube. Yeah, probably should have done that. Honestly. At least Platinum should have been a capital P. Probably should have done like Ice, all caps. And then Monotype as a capital M as well. That's exactly what the YouTube... Oh no, Monotype is also all caps. Well, I don't know if I would have done Monotype all caps in the overlay, but I definitely should have done Ice all caps and a capital P for Platinum. It's too late now, because, I mean, we've started and I'm going to lose in about half an hour at most because I suck. No in-game sound. Thank you for notifying me. That should have been... Also, wow, I don't know what happened. Streamlabs is actually working. I can read the chat in Streamlabs. Something miraculous has happened. Let me check. Properties, desktop audio. That's because it's taking my headphone audio and it should be taking my speaker audio. Now you should be able to hear. Tell me if it's a little bit too loud. Monotype shouldn't be all caps. Yeah, no, I think it works well for like a just plain text kind of thing. In other words, the title of the video on YouTube, I think it works well with Monotype being all caps. I don't think I would like that from like a graphic design perspective. Not saying that I'm like any kind of authority on graphic design. Have you seen my overlays? They're like 6 out of 10 at best. Though I do still like the overlay I made. I really like the overlay I made for Showdown Scoreboard. That's probably my favorite overlay I've made so far, like ever. And I also like, but for way different reasons, I also do like the one I made for Pokemon 30 Years Generation 1. I haven't made any for Generation 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 yet, obviously. But it's very simplistic, but it just works as well. You can make it a little bit louder. I will do that. And I lost control of my player character because I did that. I'm not playing on an emulator. I'm doing this on a legal copy of the game. Definitely. Definitely. Did you... Wait a second. Did you call a rifle Ifrit? That's... Yeah, you did. Okay, nice. Real nice. I'm just trying to get to a Pokemon Center. Honestly, I'm just going to speed through this. Because nobody cares about this. Does anybody care about this? I don't think anybody cares about this. For me, the Pokeless should have a little separate box. Wait a second. For the background. In the Showdown Scoreboard, you mean? As the names and scores sometimes blend together. I can see that. I can see that. I didn't want to fill the entire screen with like a bunch of boxes though. Is the thing. That's why I decided not to add a background box to like the team. Because there's already a box for the gameplay, and then there's a box for the moves, and then there's a box within the box of the gameplay for my face cam, which that's a lot of boxes in one screen. So I didn't want to. Maybe it's just slick to put everything in a box. It's probably just a matter of me being a little bitch and not wanting to do that. But it's probably, honestly, a better idea to do so. And maybe for a Season 2, I'll change up the overlay a little bit and take a new look at it. But for the time being, I honestly do like it. Though, at some points, depending on what the name, how long the name is, how big the font size is, and how... I do have like a shit ton of rare candies, right? Right. Yeah, I do. Okay. I was going to say, no, I don't. That's going to be a problem. I do. Don't worry. I do. Okay. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. The font size is a little bit too small. And with certain letters, which are like very, very small themselves, like an I or an L or something. And it is on top of a white background, even though it has a little bit of shadow and it has a small stroke around it. A letter can sometimes just kind of disappear into the background this way, and that's maybe not a great idea. So, from that perspective, I can definitely see the... I don't need to nickname you, fuck off. From that perspective, I can definitely see why a box would help. I mean, I didn't expect you not to include rare candies, right? Because if you're going to give us, like, only egg Pokemon, it would be a real big move to have people be stuck with a level 5 Pokemon every time they catch something. Again, I'm going to try to speed through this as quickly as possible. I can go to the Pokemon Center now and get my first encounter, right? I think I can. Wait a second. The speed button is a toggle button in the emulator? Okay, that helps me so much. Return, that's return, right? TM27. Yeah, the thing is, for Pokemon to get happy, they need to survive. If there's one thing Pokemon don't do around me, it's survive. So, that's gonna be a little bit of an issue. Also, hello, 4 people watching. That might be like a new record, honestly. Like, since I've been back. Well, honestly, I've only done like 4 live streams so far. Or 5 or 6 or something like that. Okay, anyway, so... Didn't want to deposit, I wanted to move. Is that right? Also, am I supposed to be able to see the names of these eggs? Slash only have like 2 rows of eggs? Did something go wrong? Did I fuck it up? I fucked it up, didn't I? YouTube does seem to be a little bit behind. The stream delay is... Oh, I didn't enable short delay. Well, we'll have to wait a little bit to see if this is actually, like, supposed to be the case. Because, we have Regice and Articuno here. I guess there's not a lot of Ice-type Pokemon to begin with. So I didn't... Probably shouldn't have expected, like, 3 boxes full. But this is not going to cover the entire region. If you just want to use the ice type, I named all the eggs so people know what egg is what. Okay. So... There's Glacier in here. So I get to pick, really. No, we're not going to get to pick. We are going to do this randomly. I was expecting the eggs not to have names, and as such, just me picking a random egg. We're not doing that. We're going to random.org. And that's like, that's 6, that's 11. That's 11. And we are getting number 1. Okay, that's a seal. We're getting a seal. That's fine. So what happens, I guess you didn't like think about or design this from a Monologue perspective. So all I was thinking was, what if all my Pokemon die? Because that's, again, gonna happen. And there's gonna be more routes in the region than there's eggs, but I'll just have to... I'm limited to the amount of eggs I have, I guess. And if I make it all the way through that box, I guess the legendaries are my reward for making it that far. I guess we can do it that way. So, yeah, I'm sorry, but Seal is going to have to be Olaf, because Seal has to be Olaf. It's just, I can't help it, I'm sorry. We have our first Pokemon, which is our starter. I don't think... Was Piplup level 6? Does that even count? I'm gonna say that counts. I'm gonna give Olaf 1 rare candy. It's just 1 level. Hello, Soulballs. How are you doing today? Oh, I need to give it a couple of rare candies anyway because it's level 1. For some reason, I thought Generation 4 hatched Pokemon at level 5. It doesn't. That's Generation 2 and 3 only. From Generation 4 onwards, level 1 Pokemon were possible. Fun fact, in Generation 1 and 2, and 3, I guess, level 1 Pokemon didn't exist. Or they might have been, I don't know, were they like technically possible to exist? I think they were, they just didn't exist. The lowest level Pokemon you could run into was level 2. And eggs would hatch at level 5, so it was impossible to get a level 1 Pokemon. Though I'm not sure if that's because the programmer wouldn't allow it, or just because why would you even care about this stupid trivia? I'm telling you why, because I don't know what else to talk about. Other than the fact that we're already 20 minutes in, this is probably not going to be like a very long stream, just because of the fact that at very most we're going to go until a little bit before today's video goes up, which is in about an hour and 45 minutes, which would make this about a 2-hour stream. And maybe I'll be hungry before that, and if I'm hungry, I'm just gonna go. It'll be at least an hour to an hour and a half. I don't know how much longer than that it'll be. But we'll just see and hang out. That's pretty much what we're doing here. And I figured, you know what? I didn't upload any Pokemon yesterday, and I want to live stream a little bit more in 2020, as I said in my 2019 in retrospect. And I think we can now just move on to the next place. Did I get Pokeballs? Did I get Pokeballs? That is an important thing to note. No, I did not. So this does not count as an encounter yet. Just making sure this does not count as an encounter yet. I mean, it will be level 2. So you don't have like a good move. Oh my god. I was gonna say, you don't have like an egg-based moveset, right? Like with Ice Beam and Blizzard and Sheer Cold and Growl. No, you literally just have your level up moveset, which is fine. I was just expecting, because it's eggs, they might have like very powerful moves. They don't, which again, it's fair. This is not where you get the Pokeballs in Platinum. You have to go through the catching tutorial, now I remember. Okay, let's speed through this because nobody gives a shit about a tutorial, and then we can actually get started. As I said, we're 20 minutes into the game. We've gotten 1 Pokemon. We've used the speed button to get here this fast. It takes fucking forever, I'm telling you. Way too long. Okay. Anyway. So we can now capture at least 2 more Pokemon, which we will trade in for Ice-type Pokemon in the box, and again, probably will die. That being said, the first... Wow, voice crack. The first 2 gyms should be no problem with Ice types, right? Because we have a Rock type gym, then a Grass type gym. And by the time we get to the 3rd gym, which is Ghost type, I think we'll have enough variety on the team. That almost killed it, and that wouldn't have been fun. That would not have been fun. For a moment there, I totally forgot what I was doing. Look, I don't know. I have recorded a episode, or maybe 2 episodes, of Pokemon Through the Years today, which didn't go very well. Let me tell you, the episodes themselves, no problem whatsoever. The issue came in with me trying to record and not noticing the battery of my face cam was running rather low. I started at 20%, and I thought, you know what? It's a big battery. It's a very big battery that I've got in there, so it's probably gonna be fine. It's probably gonna be fine. Spoiler, it wasn't fine halfway through the first, well, not halfway. Towards the end of the first episode, it just like died, so I'm gonna re-record that because not a lot of things happened. Was the episode in the Dark Cave, Rock Tunnel. I mean, I spoiled the fact that we did get to Rock Tunnel, but I think that was like... I think that was too obvious, so it's not really a spoiler. I'm not going to tell you what the team is like. I'm not going to tell you what happened in Rock Tunnel. I'm just going to tell you that the recording failed, and I'm going to have to re-record Rock Tunnel. It's just that easy. Okay, act number 10. So that is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We get a Snover. I like Snover. I like Snover a lot. Well, yeah, no, I'm not gonna like go in depth and talk about Pokemon Through the Years or Plants vs Zombies for that matter. It's not as spoiler heavy, obviously, as a Nuzlocke. But I tried to record that today, and wait a second, was Rock Tunnel today or was that last week? I did re-record it like right afterwards, when the battery was charged. Which is why this stream is a little bit later than I thought it was going to be. I think Rock Tunnel might have been last week. I'm mixing up things so much. That's what happens during the holidays for me. You know what? I'm going to call this... I'm going to call you Dominic, just because you've been in chat the entire time so far. And I like the idea of naming things after people in chat. So, yeah, that's what the holidays do to me. Like, the moment Christmas hits, until like a week after New Year's, that's just one very long day for me. And I don't even really celebrate the holidays. It's just the entirety of like society as a whole. What level was that Bedouche? Because I probably should give my Snova rare candies. Society just fucking shuts down. And I have like a lot of issues with that. I can't deal with that. It's just that easy. I just can't deal with it. So my mind goes to funny places. Mixing up days. Not even like, was that today or yesterday? I actually mix up. I mean, you literally just saw that happen live. I actually mix up days from like last week and today. It's what I expect it to be like when you're having a stroke. It's like constantly having a stroke. It's an ag log, or is it a randomizer also? It's just an ag log. I didn't randomize just because randomizers are usually the reason I fail. Let's be honest here. Usually the reason I fail anything is because the thing I'm doing... Okay, we're not catching something on this this route apparently. Is because it's randomized and we're just not prepared for facing a legendary. And also because I'm not going to combine randomized trainers with potential legendaries with having a monotype team. That just seems like a very bad idea. Also, hello Angel Anderson, Morales, how are you doing today? Oh no, I can't catch you because I already killed your brother. We're just getting started here, like literally we're half an hour in, we're just getting started. Man, I love Platinum. I love Platinum. Once you get to the first gym and beyond, I freaking love Platinum. It's one of my favorite Pokemon games, for sure. But that first hour of gameplay, it always infuriates me. And I'm pretty sure in my Pokemon Platinum theft log, I complained about this as well. I complain about this every time I play Platinum, because just nothing happens, and I need to fill an hour of like dead air with just complaining about the game. Complaining is something I do a lot, I'm aware. But I would like to think, and maybe that's not true, but I would like to think that a lot of my complaints are based in some kind of reality. I'd like to think that. Angel, yeah, I was not going to call you by like the full name every single time I interact with you from here on out. It's a long name. Your Kingdom Hearts randomizer video was recommended, so I watched them all. Pretty fun. You know what? I actually appreciate the fact that you tell me that, because like 9 times out of 10 when I see a new name show up in my comment section or when I'm doing things live in chat, I have no idea how people found me. And it's very interesting to see and to know how people actually find me. This is going to be significantly less... I won't say significantly less interesting, because I'd like to think that I'm sometimes a little bit entertaining. I hope, at least. But this is going to be significantly less, like, high energy. Because that was just... That Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer... the moment I say randomizer, my mind goes to the next word is going to be Nuzlocke. Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer Nuzlocke. What would that even look like? Would that just be resetting every time you die? Because that seems impossible. Anyway, the Kingdom Hearts 2 randomizer was fun. It just broke all the time and I just couldn't deal with that. If there was a way, and there probably is a way, I've looked into to randomize it in such a way that it takes into account what breaks and what doesn't break, and not even just breaking, but there's just fighting Lingering Will in the first world as Roxas in the struggle tournament. It's just not a good time. It's just literally impossible. I did so much goddamn grinding to get through that Sephiroth fight. That shouldn't be possible. Facing Sephiroth into that town while you can't even properly block and you get T-posed every other fucking second because there's no animation for Roxas getting hit by his moves. That was hell. It's Pokemon. It's been playing every... Wait a second. I'm bad at reading. It's Pokemon. That makes a lot more sense. Been playing every single one since it came out except Sword and Shield. Same. I do actually not even own a Switch. Which is the main reason that I haven't gotten to play Sword and Shield, obviously. That being said, Sword and Shield don't really like motivate me to get a Switch either. So probably I might just skip that until like a couple of years down the line and then play it when it's not as fresh. I think that might be the best way to experience it anyway, because Sword and Shield had a lot of hype and I feel like it didn't live up to the hype, but it might not be actually a bad game. And the randomizers for Pokemon isn't that tough, just because you can level up Pokemon with crazy Nuzlocks, then start to get Pokeballs. Yeah, I agree with Dominic there. It's not just... It's just not fun if you're 10 levels over leveled and dominate everything. I generally, similar word, not quite the same, prefer in any kind of challenge run to stay... It's not a hard level limit, I do. I do a soft level limit, where if something goes over that level, alright, we'll have to deal with it. But I generally prefer to keep my Pokemon at most the highest level of the upcoming gym leader. So, for instance, if you're going to be facing Fantina, and Fantina has a level 31 Miss Maggie's, I think it's something like that. No, not in this game. Not in this game. Definitely not in this game. She's the third gym leader here. Anyway, for the example, we'll go with a level 31 Miss Maggie's. I prefer to keep my entire team going into the gym, probably level 29 and level 30, so that I get some room to grow into level 31 as we go. There is a lot of things that make that easier and more difficult, obviously, because if there's only one Pokemon that's that higher level, you don't need to be the same level even to take it out, especially since you can use type advantages and everything. With a randomizer, that's a lot more difficult, so generally I'll be at a higher level of that spectrum, but generally I try not to go over the level, because the level you do know. You don't know what Pokemon is going to be, but you know the level. And I honestly... It depends. Because when I can catch more Pokemon here, actually. Because when I have a well-balanced team, I tend to do a little less leveling as well. Just because I like to keep things interesting. But of course, everybody's free to do it their own way. It's just, I think, honestly, if I wasn't recording my Nuzlocke, I might push the level limit a little bit higher. Just being totally honest with you. But I think for entertainment value, it's more fun to... Thank you for not dying. You have Poison Point. Fuck you. Anyway, that's my 2 cents on that. Pretty much exactly what Dominic said. Yeah. Once I got into randomizers, I got crazy and decided to turn on all the settings. Oh my god, that is... very brave of you to do. I did that on accident with my Pokemon Colosseum randomizer on Nuzlocke, and randomized typings, movesets, and abilities all on top of each other. Wasn't a good time. I absolutely hated it. There's no strategy anymore. It's just use something and hope that it works. And actually, that's not entirely fair. Oh my god, no, I don't want anything to die. 12, I think 12, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think we can make it. There is a little bit of a strategy as to you need to figure out what typing something is. So you start with using a certain type and then you see how it interacts with its typing. But when something is randomized double typing, that can be really difficult to figure out. Anyway, I decided to turn on all the settings. I also got EXP boost to enemies. Every trainer was 50% boosted, so I'm not over leveled. Yeah, if you're boosting everybody up to such a high level, it's you gotta pick an egg. It's fair to do a little bit of grinding, and obviously I still do grinding. I still grind my ass off in Pokemon Nuzlocke, because otherwise I just die, and nobody likes dying. So Bdew, level 3, you're going to turn into a... Let's... Cursor on screen. Probably should just not allow my cursor to be captured. Generate. We're going to go with egg number 4. That's 2, 3, 4. It's a Lapras. I know what I'm going to call this Lapras. Actually, am I going to call this Lapras that? I'm going to not call this Lapras anything. You didn't hear me say anything about a Lapras, okay? Gen 4 Pokemon don't die outside of battle. I never can remember if it's Gen 4 or Gen 5 where that starts. I think it's Gen 4. Oh, yeah, but yeah. Why am I even questioning you? You know, you know the shit. I don't. So I always worry for nothing. That's good to know. I think you're right though. I think it's Gen 4. I did it in Pokemon Black. Got the 3rd gym, and the Pokemon were in the 40s, while the wild Pokemon were only 20. That's rough. That's not even rough. That's painful. I'm going to call this Angel. I can use the touchscreen. I am aware. I'm not going to because I am stubborn. Honestly, that would be something funny to do. Let's make Slapper's level 3. And then probably do a little bit of grinding. At least everybody up to... Is it worth grinding, really? It might be worth grinding a little bit. To have everybody up to like level 5 at least. Let's go in and... I don't think I've ever picked up this item, have I? I have, a lot of times. As a matter of fact, I think every time I go into this building, I'm like, I've never noticed that item, and then I pick it up. But yeah, changing a Pokemon's nickname into the same name, but in all caps. I mean, that wouldn't even work in Generation 1 and 2. Would it? Because I think in Generation 1 and 2, all Pokemon are automatically all caps. Maybe even in Gen 3. And you don't fight him in the trainer school. I always think you do, but it's Gen 5 where you fight your rival in the trainer school, isn't it? Randomizers with the Pokemon evolving into random Pokemon is why I decided to start naming Pokemon after what they originally were. That's actually a very good idea. I do still want to do a randomizer with random evolutions as well. Just because I want to see if there's like a different version of it as well, but I would love if they didn't stop evolving either. Because it's theoretically possible for a Pokemon to just keep evolving as long as it doesn't evolve into a legendary or a final evolution. But I would love it if you could have a Rayquaza that turns into a Magikarp. And then you have to deal with Magikarp for a couple of levels until it evolves into a Golem. And then the Golem stays like a Golem for like 15 levels, and then eventually finally evolves and it turns into a Badoo. Something like that. That would be hilarious. I would fucking love that. But as it stands, the Universal Pokemon Randomizer doesn't allow... I don't think it allows fully evolved Pokemon to evolve again, even through randomizers, right? You can fight the 2 trainers in the trainer school. That's right, you can. Every gen, all Pokemon are uppercase. Also... Wait a second, are all Pokemon always uppercase? No. Are they? They might be. I'm looking at the PC now. Are they? They are. Didn't they change that in Gen 6 or something then? I do recall them changing that in some generation. Am I going insane? Is that just normal NPCs that got changed into having capitalization? It might be. I don't remember. There was something with all caps and like lowercase letters that got changed in some generation. I just don't remember what or where. Level 40 Litwick evolved into a Badoo and then it evolved into something else. That, you see, that's just great. I love that. I really like that. I don't like the fact that I'm facing a Shinx when I'm only... Actually, that's the one thing that's not a water type. I'm fine. Didn't think about the fact that water types were going to be very prevalent as a lot of ice types are also water types. Or maybe you've just gotten unlucky and got the 2 things that are also water type. What else do we have? I think I saw a Glaceon, obviously. Oh my god, that does nothing. And I'm too scared to switch into Olaf. Don't remember them being lowercase. That's why a lot of people love to make the joke that Pokemon names scream. Yeah, you're right. You are right about that. Wait a second. I'm booting up my Ultra Moon or Ultra Sun. I don't remember which one I have here. Just to check. Because something tells me that there's something with the capitalization in Gen 6 or 7. I might be mistaken. As a matter of fact, I'm probably mistaken. But Ultra Sun. I have Normal Moon and Ultra Sun. I wouldn't kill you. I switched into Olaf. So that I wouldn't kill you. I hate you for not giving me enough eggs, but, you know, honestly, it's probably not your fault. If anything, that's my fault. Okay, Ultra Sun, booting up. I've got 33 hours in this game, and I've almost got a living dex. I didn't make the entire living dex in this game. Most of it I made in Omega Ruby. Let's see, Montferno. Yeah, no, in Gen 7 they are properly capitalized. I mean, I do have a 3DS capture card installed in this, but I don't think I've got the software on my PC, so you'll have to take my word for it. But in Gen 7, Pokemon names are properly capitalized. It's only the first letter that is capitalized, and the rest is lowercase. Another mystery put to rest. You gave me all the ice types. This is literally all the ice types in existence? Wait. Wait. Are there only 12 ice types? Well, disregarding evolutions, are there only 12, 13 ice type evolutionary lines in Gen 4? I mean, I know Gen 5 introduced at least 2 I can think of, which is the Vanillix line and Kyurem. Really? That's fascinating. Wait a second, what ice type evolves with the Dawnstone you gave me? Oh, Snorunt, right? Into a Frostlass? Actually, I can probably use the the speed button here a little bit, because otherwise it's going to take fucking forever, and I would like to have some amount of progress before the end of 2020. Cool, I literally spent through Sun and Moon and Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I played Moon because Lunala. I mean, I played Moon because I don't remember. I prefer, what is it called? Sorgaleo? I prefer him as a legendary. But I got normal Moon for some reason. And then I figured, well, I have normal Moon, so I might as well get Ultra Sun. And then I don't like Gen 7 that much, to be honest. Snowrun, yeah, okay. Don't let Olaf die. That might be a very useful piece of advice here. Dominic, you're level 4. You can do your own thing now. Doesn't that mean you have 2 Snowruns? I'm guessing I only have 1 Snowrun egg, right? I'm guessing. I mean, I would like to have both a Glalie and a Frostlass, but I kind of doubt it. Snowruns, yeah, it seems like only 1 Snowrun. Which is fine, honestly. I'm probably going to go for the Frostlass just because of the ghost typing. That's the thing with monotype runs, right? Everything is ice type, so you want to have the secondary typings be as diverse as possible. So probably Snover is going to be a real big one. We're going to probably get rid, and with get rid I don't mean kill, hopefully, either Angel or Olaf. Just because I don't need 2 water types on the team. Though water types are, they're both bulky. They're pretty much the same Pokemon at the end of the day, actually, now that I think about it. Solgaleo Sun and Lunala Moon. I got Moon and Ultra Moon. You got both Moon versions. That's interesting. And because I wanted every Pokemon, I got my brother Sun and Ultra Sun. Okay, that... I don't have anybody to, like, give the other game to. Though I guess that online trading does exist now. I think I have everything I need to make a living Dex at this point. Like all the version exclusive up to Gen 7, that is. Other than like 1 or 2 Ultra Beasts. But I think I have everything to make a living Dex. Because I had a complete Pokédex in Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. I had the Shiny Charm. I just didn't have a living Dex, and I figured, let's go make a living Dex for when Gen 8 releases, and then Dexit happened, and I just gave up that on that idea. Because it didn't really like do anything anymore, having that living Dex, because I didn't know what would be in Gen 8. And then I figured, I'm not even going to have a Switch, so why do I not press the speed button? Why do you even bother making the living Dex? And I know you can still boot your entire living Dex in Pokemon Home, and probably like in a Diamond and Pearl remakes there's going to be... Oh, Olaf is getting really over-leveled this way. The Diamond and Pearl remakes is probably going to be Pokemon that were in the Sword and Shield, or the other way around. Well, obviously, if it's one way around, it goes both ways. Or in Gen 9 there will be something that wasn't in Gen 8 or something. Pokemon will probably return when and where they are relevant. So having a living Dex probably will still be valuable, but I just got a little bit annoyed. Normal capitalization starts even from Gen 5. Angel and Olaf find double battle whoever ends up surviving the one stage. No, I don't want anybody to die. No. One is getting put in the box, and when the other dies, number 1 is getting back on the team. I'm not losing this. I'm going to lose this. I want you guys to be aware, but I don't want to lose this. The wormholes in Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon do suck. It takes forever to get the legendaries, but more so than that, the controls are so bad. Don't use motion controls on the 3DS. Just don't. I don't even know how they do it. Do they do it with the cameras or something? Because there's no gyroscope or anything in the 3DS, is there? Is there? Oh, I'm sorry for hitting the mic. I don't think there is. So they must use some kind of like iffy motion tracking with the inside and or outside cameras where they can detect motion or something like that. I honestly don't know how they do it. I just know that it is very, very, very bad and doesn't control well at all. And I hate it. And I would prefer them not to do that ever again. I just don't like motion controls in general. I might be the only one here. Motion controls might seem to a lot of people like this is the first step to full-on immersive VR. I don't believe in that as a development for gaming to begin with. As much... Okay, we've got Razor Leaf. We can go kill things now. Thank you. Took me a month and some YouTube videos to know they had motion controls and how to turn them off. You can turn them off? You can turn... What? I didn't even know that. I didn't know... What? You're blowing my mind. You're really blowing my mind here. I had no idea. The wormholes are good for shiny hunting though, aren't they? They have like stupidly high increased shiny odds or something. But it also probably takes like a long time to reset if you don't get a shiny. Because I'm willing to bet that it's predetermined when you go into the wormhole itself, whether or not you're going to run into a shiny, and not just when you enter the battle. I'm guessing Dominic actually knows more about that. So, do feel free to give me the answer. I'm really starting to be saddened by the fact that I didn't put on a short delay here. Because we are having a good time, we're talking. Yeah, there's a guy who tells you that the motion controls are using the D-pad, or using the D-pad, so it starts using the sticks after him. Oh my god. Honestly, I mean, it's 2020. It's been 2020 for literally like 2 days, but it's 2020. This fucking game came out in like 2017? I didn't know. I did not know. Everybody's level 5 now, right? So let's lead with Dominic, because Dominic has coverage. It's something I desperately need. How many coupons do we have? I think we only need the last one. Okay, we have this coupon. Don't we have all the coupons? Sadly, Gen 7 was not for me. I don't know much about the mechanics. Honestly, can't blame me for that, because Gen 7, as I said, it's not just that the story is slow and forced into your face. It just... It didn't do it for me, honestly. Also, yeah, it's a 6:45. Way to give away my time zone, game! I don't know why not hide that. Let's go into the team preview, though, because it's more useful. Especially since I don't have... Yeah, okay. I think we'll be fine. Especially since we don't have, like, an overlay here. Because I'm not going to do a live overlay. I'm not stupid. After learning that, doing some of the wormholes, it did become easier reaching the higher levels to get the legendary and ultra beasts. Was annoying. I think I got all the legendaries and ultra beasts, and I did it in, like, a day when I had nothing else to do. Probably during some kind of, like, vacation or something. But I honestly don't remember. So, am I correct in assuming that this entire team is going to be absolutely annihilated by Powder Snow? Because you have a Starly, you have a Turtwig. Do we already have a Cricketot? I think you have a Cricketot or something, don't you? Does he have a Cricketot? Please tell me he has a Cricketot. I don't want to look stupid. Starly, by the way, potentially scary because he could have Pack. I think he gets Pack at like level 9 though, so he should be fine. For the Pokemon, the only apps I liked were the timer and the one that makes Pokemon move around. That's a friendship checker, isn't it? That's one I used a lot as well. I also like the one where you can draw the step counter and the manual counter as well. I very much like the step counter just because I used to do a lot of like hatching eggs. Okay, so you only have 2 Pokemon, so I'm just stupid. and increasing friendship, both of which you want to know how many steps you've taken. Or maybe you don't actually. For the friendship you do, for the hatching eggs, you don't really need to know, because at some point the egg is gonna hatch and you'll know that you've hatched the egg. For the friendship, it's fairly important to be able to divide the amount of steps by 255, I think it is. Like 250, to get the amount of friendship points you've given to your entire team. So the step counter is one that I always liked to use as well. I didn't like the fact that you had to go out of your way to get so many of the useful apps. I mean, I guess it makes sense to not just give all the apps to you and to have you go on a bit of a scavenger hunt for them. Just give them to me, please. Yeah, it took me a while, honestly, to realize what that friendship meter checker did. Because it looked just like the team preview without HP and they were moving around and it was just more fun. But at a certain point I figured when I tapped on them they had different kinds of hearts and I'm like, oh, it's the friendship meter. But not when I was originally playing the game. When I was originally playing the game I was like 10, I think. I don't know, when did Diamond and Pearl get released? It's like 2004? 2005? Something along those lines. Can somebody Google this? I'll Google this right now because we're going to not pay attention to this fight anyway. Pokemon Diamond release date. Let's see. That is 2006. So that would have been... yeah, I would have been about 10 or 11 at the time. Let's raise a leaf, why not? So I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I really didn't. Not until I replayed it like a couple of years later. Maybe when I played Platinum. Platinum, I think... I mean, I might have been like a year or two older when I played Platinum. For the first time. I might have realized. I think it was on a replay through like years later. 2007 for European and North America. Yeah, to be fair, I played it with a Japanese translated ROM patch. Both Diamond and Pearl. And when I say both Diamond and Pearl, I mean both Diamond and Pearl. And then Platinum when it got released a little bit later. So... and then I played them again when they were released in Europe. I think I even played Diamond like 3 times within a year and a half. I played it when it was originally released in Japan and when the translators got far enough to the point where it was playable for English people. Then I played it when it was released in the US. And then I played it, I think, when it was released in Europe. Because that was back in the time where Europe actually got games up to months later than the rest of the world. Because we speak a bunch of languages and a lot of the countries in the stupid continents don't want to play games in English. They want to play them in their own goddamn language. So the entire continent gets delayed until those localizations are done and they can be released everywhere at once within this continent. Which makes sense. But still annoys me because I'm fine playing games in English. I was fine playing games in English when I was 10. I preferred playing them in Dutch back then, obviously, because I wasn't fluent in English. I mean, what 10-year-old is fluent in English? Not even English kids are fluent in English at 10 years old. Have you ever heard a 10-year-old talk? I think it's quite an accomplishment that at 10 years old, 11 years old maybe, I could understand the English language in games enough to actually like play it. Like, significantly more so than Japanese anyway. Because putting in that English patch did do a lot for me. Okay, so I also just realized that we might have a little bit of a problem in this. Did we encounter anything? Did we encounter anything on the last route? Help me here. Did we encounter anything on that route? Did I kill my encounter for that route? You learned English in a month? Wow. That's speedy. That's real quick. I learned English in, I don't know how long it took me to learn English. It was like a very slow and gradual process of just absorbing the English language through like film and TV and games and stuff. Nope, you went up to the town, caught something there. Nothing to the right. Did I kill something to the right though? I don't think I did. Did I? I think I can still go back and catch something. I mean, maybe it's because I don't play games for like very... Oh my god, you are such a bitch! I can't catch an Abra. I mean, I'm going to try, but I'm not going to be able to catch this thing. No, that's bad. At least I'll only have one turn, so I can't waste more than one Pokeball on it. But this thing is not going to stay. Yeah, not even close. I encountered a Starly, yeah, so I did kill my encounter. Anyway, I didn't catch the Abra anyway, so let's go back and buy some more Pokeballs because I'm running out slowly. But yeah, it seems like there's a lot less localization to the Dutch language in the Netherlands than it was 10 years ago. Probably because media companies realized that kids just speak English. Or at least understand English to a reasonable enough degree. So they don't spend money localizing it anymore. I mean, cartoons still get dubbed. But mostly like live action shows don't get dubbed anymore. Which is good, because it's actually horrible when that happens. That's actually offensive to me. Well, they're not actually offensive, but it just doesn't look very good at all. Oh, Starly was the rivals, that makes sense, yeah. There was more there. One more they were encountered. Okay, so either way, whatever happens, I don't get an encounter for this route because either I killed it or it was an Aberrant that escaped. So let's go into the Oreburg Gate instead. I wish that on the Pokemon randomizers you can make Pokemon you see only a certain type, but enemies get random types, or keep the original ones. That would... Oh my god, that would be so complicated. From like a... I don't think that would even be possible. I don't think that would actually be possible within like the limits of the DS or 3DS or GBA ROMs. If you made like a totally standalone fan game executable, Nintendo would probably sue your ass because that's what they do. But aside from that, that would be a fun idea. It would still be a little bit of work from a programming perspective, I imagine. I'm not a programmer, but I imagine it would be a little bit of work. Not that much though, surely. You'd have to do like the entire typing thing differently from how it's calculated in the main games though. Because typings would be assigned to the Pokemon when they get sent out into battle rather than them being looked up in index. Because otherwise you're going to have... Well, you only need to have a double-sized index, right? Because there's trainer typings and then there's original typings. That still doubles the size of the Pokemon index you have, and that becomes a lot very quickly. So, I don't think that would be possible in the main games. I also did not buy Pokeballs. I'm so lucky that I got that Psyduck, holy fuck. But it would be a very interesting thing, because that way you can have a Pokemon fight the exact same Pokemon with a different typing. It's almost like Genesect or Arceus or Type Null and Silvally. That kind of thing. And does Silvally have the same ability with like changing types as well? I imagine that it does. Again, I'm not that into Gen 7, so I don't really know. Well, someone did a randomizer that randomizes your Pokemon for every battle. So you always have a new team every battle. Really? Like, the game actually does that? Or did he make a video where he randomized the ROM again after every battle? Because if that's possible... If that's possible to just randomize a ROM once and have that thing re-randomized after every battle, automatically, it might be possible to do your ID. I mean, there's still a difference between having a like second separate index for all of those different types for the same Pokemon that are just like there, versus just re-randomizing the existing index. But that does seem to be a lot more possible than if that's the case. Yeah, I figured that Silvally still would have the same ability. Again, you kind of could do each route only has that type Pokemon, and each route specifically amount... Okay, that sounds way too complicated for me to think about right now. Seems like a good solution, but my brain would just like implode on itself, or something would die on screen, and I don't want that to happen. So we have that's 8 Pokemon left in this box. So let's randomize, and it's number 5. So that's 3, 4, 5. Swinub. That's not going to be useful anytime soon, is it? What level is Swinub going to be? Let's see. Swinub's going to be level 6. Could be worse. Hello, support guys. How are you doing? Sinonian Totodile and Deformed Snom. Honestly, that coloration for a Sinnoh Totodile, I would be fine with. Turn it into a water ice type. Or just turn it into an ice type, because Sinnoh is so cold and so north. Put it around Snowpoint City. I mean, they're not going to do that, obviously, because it's a starter Pokemon, and they don't do that with starter Pokemon. But I would be fine with that. Okay, so the randomizer does actually do it within game, not just somebody thought that would be fun for a YouTube series, because I've seen a video of somebody doing that and I figured that seems like a lot of work. But if there's actually a randomizer that does that automatically as you play the game, that's good. That's real good. I guess we're going to call you Subpar, because Subpar just joined us. Which is real mean towards Snow, not Snover, Swinub, because Swinub is, well, actually, Swinub is kind of subpar. It's not that good. Mamoswine though, once it evolves twice, once it, I think, gets Ancient Power or levels up in Mind Cornet. I think it's Ancient Power. It becomes a pretty good Pokemon, but is it gonna live that long? Is the question. Am I gonna live that long? Is the question. Wait a second. They've been wrong before, giving a form for 1 star to Charizard. But that's Charizard. I mean, that's different. That's different. Because that's probably like the second most marketable Pokemon in existence after Pikachu is Charizard. So he was always going to get a special treatment. I mean, he got 2 Mega Evolutions, he got a Gigantamax form, and I'm pretty sure Bulbasaur and Squirtle aren't even in Sword and Shield. So they included the Charmander line, and not the other starters from Kanto, just to give Charizard yet another form. That's how big of a boner Game Freak has for Charizard, because it makes him so goddamn much money. No, don't encounter anything. You need to go buy Pokeballs right now. You guys are talking very quickly. I'm trying to focus on the game as well. That's me. Memo Swine is not subpar. I will take... it will take some time. Memo Swine is actually very good. Why am I going to the box again? Oh my god, I'm not paying attention whatsoever. Also, the Pokemon Center and the Pokemon Mart are still 2 separate buildings in Gen 4. Wait a second. Is there no Pokemon in this town? Yes, there is. Okay, never mind. Let's buy 5. And let's make Dominic happy and buy some potions as well. Because otherwise Dominic is going to fucking kill me. Literally, the Pokemon and the person, probably. I feel like the only reason Eevee has become so marketable lately is because, well, exactly what I say, lately. I feel like a couple of years ago, before they started doing like Let's Go Eevee and that stuff, Eevee wasn't that marketable. A little bit, definitely like up there. As far as Pokemon that are good for marketing goes, but the second one, I don't know. Maybe I'm mistaken. It's possible. Unlikely because I'm always right, but maybe it's possible. What else are we talking about? Swine up. I entirely just lost where I was reading. Oh, first, Meowth is also fairly marketable. You're right. Mostly because of the anime, but then again, so is Pikachu. And Charizard. So that's not really an argument in my favor, is it? Powder Snow gonna kill the Geodude? Powder Snow is gonna kill the Geodude, isn't it? You know what? If it kills the Geodude, at least I know. I know how powerful it is. If it doesn't kill the Geodude, I might be in a bit of trouble. It doesn't kill the Geodude. I'm gonna be in a bit of trouble. The Kanto and Alola starters are in the code of Sword and Shield. Okay, so they might be added in the update that's probably gonna like happen any day now, right? Because Pokemon Home is being released early this year. And it's early this year, so probably not gonna be that long anymore. We managed to catch the Geodude without me paying any attention. So I just did that on autopilot. Honestly, I looked over at my game and I was like, I caught a Geodude. Well done me, I guess. So we're getting another hatch. We're getting a lot of hatches today. I want to at least defeat the first gym today. That's 7 more eggs to go. And we'll see what happens after the first gym. I might end it there because 3. Smooch him. Had to happen at some point. Level 5. But we might have to do a little bit of grinding before we actually go into the first gym. So don't worry, we're not finishing anytime soon. Yeah, Pokemon Home, what the fuck is it? It's the thing that Pokemon Bank was supposed to be, but apparently Pokemon Bank just wasn't compatible with Switch or something, I guess. Because the whole idea behind Pokemon Bank is now we can get Pokemon from every generation into Pokemon Bank into every other generation. And then Pokemon Bank just kind of stopped being relevant. And now Pokemon Home is just Pokemon Bank, but different, it seems. It's really kind of stupid. I don't like it. I don't know, do you also have to pay for Pokemon Home? Because you have to, like, use a subscription to use Pokemon Bank, which is stupid. We don't have anybody else in chat anymore. Oh, I know who I'm gonna call this after. I know. And it's a female one as well. That makes it even fucking better. I love it. Okay. I don't really care about Pokemon Home since I don't have a Switch, obviously. I'm not going to be able to use it anyway. Lapras, Seal, Snovel will sweep the gym. Yeah, definitely. It won't be a problem whatsoever, this gym. Second gym also probably won't be a problem because, you know, it's a grass type gym. Third gym is the first one where we're going to run into problems, but by then we probably... I mean, we already got Lick, which is a ghost type move, so we can probably sweep that gym as well. I think we're going to be fine. Most likely you'll have to pay for Home. I mean, I guessed as much, but I figured it might be included in Nintendo's online service since you have to pay for that now as well, I think, right? It would be really, really trashy if you have to pay for both Nintendo Switch Online subscription and then also on top of that Pokemon Home. I mean, I get the point, and it's a fair point, that you're paying Nintendo for one and then Game Freak for the other. So, why shouldn't there be a double subscription? But I don't want to pay twice. They figured it out, like, between the two of them. They work closely together. They've been working closely together for fucking, like, 20-some years. 23, actually, because 1996. Pokemon is the same age, roughly, that I am. I was born in March of 1996, and Pokemon came out in some other month in 1996. So there's just a couple of months between my birth and Pokemon being released. So let's do a little bit of grinding here. What do you say? Because that's a level 9 Geodude. I don't know what levels the upcoming gym are going to be, but I know that his Cranidos is always an issue for me. I mean, yeah, of course, I will get a Switch eventually, because I've played on Switch I could borrow from a friend for a couple of weeks, like last year, and I played Mario Odyssey, and only for Mario Odyssey, I didn't complete it, I only did like the story up until like the final Bowser fight, but I want a 100% Mario Odyssey, because that game is just fun and satisfying to play, and I fucking love it. And I haven't had time to actually play Breath of the Wild, like properly. I played like half an hour of it, and then I was overwhelmed, and I was like, I'm never going to be able to finish this before I have to give back this Switch. And then I just kind of gave up on playing it. Breath of the Wild, I want to play that. And if I have a Switch, I mean, I want to still play Pokemon Let's Go Eevee or Pikachu. I really do. And then also, yeah, Sword and Shield. I mean, I'm not very hyped about it anymore, because I've seen the game now. And it looks so-and-so. But of course I'll play it. I mean, if I have a Switch, I'm getting Sword and Shield. I still like Pokemon. I really do. And the fact that it's not the fact that it's not the national dex in there. Because just playing through the main game, I'm very annoyed that I can't have my living dex in the game. But if I can have my living dex in Pokemon Home, that's entirely fine with me. So the national dex doesn't even bother me. It's just the game itself is... just doesn't look that fun. Honestly. I mean, it looks much better than Gen 7. Looks much better than Gen 7. I'm just kind of still disappointed that it's... for a Switch game, it doesn't look that good. And I was expecting a home release Pokemon game to look better. Both in like, just visually, but also like, just generally look more fun. It just looks kind of a little like bland. Anyway, I was ranting a little bit. One of my younger brothers has a Switch, bought King Fighters 97, started going back playing it every now and then. Is that a... I mean, I'm guessing that is a, like, classic, like, SNES game, right? Or a Nintendo 64 game? Nintendo 64 games aren't on the Switch classics, are they? They must be. They weren't a Wii. They weren't a WiiWare store. They must be. Because it has 97 in it, I'm thinking it's a classic game. Sword and Shield is going to is a good game for catching competitive Pokemon. I'll give you that. It's a real good like competitive tool because, as far as I understand, both catching and breeding and EV and IV like training has improved significantly. It's gotten much better from what I understand. So that way, I appreciate that. I really, really do. Because that has been one of my complaints for forever. Is that getting into legitimate competitive Pokemon where you don't hack your Pokemon or you don't use Pokemon Showdown is way too like high of a curve. It's just... It takes so much time to get a Pokemon battle ready. And by the time you've gotten the battle ready, the entire metagame has changed. It's just not possible to actually do it. Now in Sword and Shield, it seems like it's become more viable to actually do it legitimately. So I do appreciate that a lot. On the other points, it's a boring game. Yeah, exactly. That's my point. That's exactly what I was trying to say. I'm not a big fan of competitive or shiny stuff. I mean, I'm not a big fan of shiny hunting either. I know people really like it. And honestly, if I didn't have a challenge to play or anything and I just wanted to live stream and hang out, I might do shiny hunting. I've done it before. It's just, I don't find it rewarding to get a Pokemon with like a shiny coloration. Some of them, like a select few, like shiny Charizard, love it. But pretty much anything that's a dragon and becomes black when it's shiny, I love. The rest of them, I don't really care or I hate them. So shiny hunting, I can see why you're not interested. Competitive Pokemon, I'm not very good. I mean, watch Showdown Scoreboard. I'm not very good. That being said, I am fighting with like 50% Little Cup Pokemon. So give me a little bit of a break. Also, let's use the speed button here. But yeah, I can definitely also see why you wouldn't be into competitive. I mean, I haven't been in competitive myself since early Gen 6. And now we're in early Gen 8 and I'm getting slowly back into it through Scoreboard. And then also a little bit of random battling on Showdown. So I'm going for level 8 on everybody. I think that'll be fine. If it's not fine, level 8 on everybody, please let me know. Because if nobody stops me from going into this gym at level 8, I will go into this gym at level 8. And I might die as a result of it. I don't think I will. That was not the move I meant to use. Can I... There is a button that lets you switch moves in this generation as well. And the older generations that select, it might not be something you can do inside of battle anymore though. Maybe that's only in your menu. I don't like Zubat. Anyway, more comments. I used Growl again, didn't I? I did not. Doesn't seem like I missed anything that was directed towards me. You guys talk amongst yourselves. Which is fine. I mean, honestly, that means less work for me. Wow, that sounds really douchey. Am I level 8 yet? I think I might be level 8. I'm not level 8 yet. I don't want Angel to die, if at all possible. Please? Okay, I'm going to switch out. Into Subpar. I don't even know what your moveset is. It's real bad, that's what it is. That's not gonna be fun. Your stats also suck. I'm sorry, Subpar. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to name a very bad Pokemon after you. If it survives, which it almost didn't. If it survives, It's going to be very good, very, very good when it hits Memo Swipe. But for that it needs to survive. Okay, I swear I didn't do that on purpose. But Random is already dead. Please don't be mad. Rorik has 2 level 12 Pokemon and a level 14 Pokemon. Go at least 10 to 11. Okay, I'm not going in at level 8. I was thinking his Cranidos was level 11. It's level 14. Okay, and I just lost one of my Pokemon, which also doesn't help. Just imagine random abilities and Pokemon has, like Zubat have Arena Trap. Oh my god, that would be horrible. If Zubat had Arena Trap, caves would actually never end. That being said, I usually kill the Zubats when I'm walking through a cave anyway. I do in my main playthroughs. I don't often do that in my recorded playthroughs. There you go, Random. You're already dead. Just because of the timing of the episode, if I do that, a cave is usually going to take way too long to get through in one episode. And I don't want to have to do 2 episodes for a cave, usually. So yeah. I mean, I'm not sad that Random died. Necessarily. Just because, I mean, it is random. But I could have used the Jinx, honestly. The Psychic type would have been nice. I can't get another Psychic type. I can get a Ghost type, which, now that Smoochum is gone, I'm going to need Frostlass even more. Yeah, more. I was going to say, I'm not going to need it less. Yeah. More is the opposite of less. Stupid vlogger. Okay, so everybody going in at level 10. So let's get Subpar up to level 8 first, so that everybody is at least at a point where he can defend himself. And then we'll see what happens, because just look at how pathetic this thing is at the moment. It's actually stupid. Dominic. You know what? I'm just not gonna bother with Zubat. It doesn't even give much experience, and they're very annoying to deal with. If Zubat gave more experience, I wouldn't even dislike it that much. But they just give fuck all of experience, and it just sucks really, really badly. In my regular randomized playthroughs, I always run from random battles, so somehow I became overleveled. I mean, if your trainers are 50% boosted, they're going to also give you more experience, and the random encounters you find are going to be always shitty in comparison. So, that makes sense to a certain extent. Honestly, the level jump from the Pokemon League, I want to say Elite Four, but it's not Elite Four, to a Leon as the champion, that level jump is fairly big, and I know that you're supposed to have Eternatus on your team at that point, which would balance it out, but if you're playing without Legendaries, which a lot of people usually do, that's a really big level jump, but I don't know how you would balance that properly, because if you do use Eternatus and you don't have a big level jump, the fight becomes laughably easy. Which is kind of the point of having a Legendary, so I think I would prefer that. To be honest, I think I would. Let's just run. You're waiting for something? What are you waiting for? Are you waiting for me to die? Because that might happen. I mean, just putting it out there. It might happen. In the upcoming gym. Probably you won't. Probably won't. I mean, level 58 is a respectable level to fight Leon. It's a little on the low side, but honestly, it's a little bit. It's more fun if it's on the low side than on the high side, because otherwise you just fucking like stomp him. I won't be getting Shield until March. Sucks. I mean, I won't be getting Shield until, I don't know, probably like 2025. Something like that. Honestly, I might just like not get a Switch until the next console is released and second-hand Switches are a lot more cheap. Because even used Switches, and if there's one console I don't want to buy used, it's the Switch, because they all get scratched up and shit, and I don't like that. So, I don't really want to get a used Switch, and I don't want to get a Switch Lite either, because I want to be able to record with it. And that's the one downside to a Switch Lite, you don't have a dock. And without a dock, I can't use my HDMI capture card, so there's no use in me getting a Switch Lite other than me, like, playing games for fun. But who plays games for fun? I mean, you must be some kind of, like, sick psychopath if you're playing games for fun. And in 2025, there will be no price drop. You know what? The saddest thing about that is that it's probably right, because the Nintendo DS is still like $100. Which is stupid, because that thing was released in, like, very early 2000s. That might be like 2000 and... I'm gonna say 2004 for the Nintendo DS. How close am I? Let's look it up. I actually froze something. Wow. Nintendo DS release date. 2004! There we go. I'm an actual legend. It was November 2004. But that was the American release date. Even. Not even the Japanese one. So... 2004 was a really good guess. Wow. Now Pokemon, Mario, Zelda, and maybe Animal Crossing, because of the possible DLC they can put on it. Still bought my 3DS with capture card for €330 3 years ago. Yeah, I'm crazy. I mean... I got my capture card installed into my 3DS, which I already had. Which I'm a little bit sad about, because when I got that 3DS, I didn't really mind it being that small. But now that, now that the 3DS XL and the new 3DS XL are a thing, or even the... What is it called? The new 2DS XL? Is that a thing? Or the 2DS XL or whatever? The one that... has a folding screen, not folding screen, like dual screens again, and can fold. So the whole idea of like the 2DS being a cheap alternative because it only has one screen, that kind of stuff, is kind of like lost with that, I think. Those are much bigger and they're so much more comfortable playing with. The normal 3DS, I honestly just, I can't deal with it. I have the same issue kind of with the Switch Joy-Cons for long periods of time. They're just too small. I have fairly large hands, is the issue. Wait, Smash Bros. Ultimate had a story mode? New 3DS and new 2DS only has Xenoblade Chronicles, so yeah, Switch will also get this use. Well, the thing is... It has Xenoblade, right? But it's not a next generation of handheld consoles. It's like... It still plays the normal 3DS and even the normal DS games. And it's just the most comfortable way of playing those games, because it's the largest system. And honestly, I mean, there is a limit to how large you want the handheld to be, because you still want it to be handheld. Honestly, I don't think the Switch is a good handheld system. I like the idea of you being able to just like lay down in bed or on the couch and play your Switch. Your Switch, I don't see it as a portable system. It's not a thing you take outside, like on a bus ride. I know people do it, I wouldn't. I would not. That being said, I hardly take my 3DS anyway. Mostly because it has a capture card installed in it, and I don't want anything to break, but I especially don't want something to break which also has like $100 capture card in it. Would prefer that not to break. But the Switch is just too big to be a properly portable system. So for me, it's just a home console. At which point I would prefer it to be a little bit more powerful, to be honest. Like, what song? What game had a song? Was that the... Are we talking about Xenoblade Chronicles? Are we talking about Smash Bros? I'm kind of lost. Also, I probably should stay hydrated because I'm getting a little bit of a headache. That's the one thing, man. I've been streaming for an hour and a half and it's been fun. It's been going very quickly as well. I hadn't noticed we were live an hour and a half. I was like, I've been streaming for like 50, but an hour and a half. But I forget to, like, drink water, which is not healthy. Well, drinking water is healthy. Forgetting to drink water isn't healthy. When I was in high school, I used to take my 3DS to get the 10 coins for 1,000 subs every day. Yes, the song was for Smash Bros. I don't really know much about Smash Bros, honestly. That's one of the things... I love Nintendo. Like, the same way I love Kingdom Hearts, which is a little bit like... Do I love them? Or do I just have a severe case of Stockholm Syndrome? Which, in the case of brands like Nintendo or IP like Kingdom Hearts, is just brand loyalty. But I actually enjoy it. I mean, Kingdom Hearts 3, for instance, it's not a great game. The gameplay is very satisfying, and there's never been a Kingdom Hearts game which had non-satisfying... I didn't want to run. Non-satisfying gameplay. Even the bad... Okay, never mind. Actually, 358 had... Even that for a DS game was fairly satisfying gameplay. It's just... From a story perspective, that game just... Shit. Honestly, shit. It's just really, really bad. I mean, the writing is bad. Things contradict themselves. Don't make sense. Plot holes get created left, right, and center. The pacing is all over the fucking place. Kingdom Hearts 3, from a narrative perspective, is a bad game. I loved it. I fucking love playing it. It's a bad game. They've got me. The more I can do whatever the fuck he wants to, I will enjoy it. I will recognize that it's bad, but still, like, in my heart of hearts, I will feel joy while playing it. And while discovering the new story information and the new lore and everything, I'll enjoy it. Even if it's bad. There's nothing he can do at this point. He's introduced time travel and I'm still playing his fucking games. He's got me. I'm in. I'm in too deep. I can't get out anymore. You guys are still talking about Smash Bros. Though. Yeah, that's one of the things I've never really been able to get into though. That's what I started with. I'm just not a real big fighting game kind of guy. Maybe that's the reason. I love most things Nintendo puts out. Like first party things like Mario, Luigi's Mansion, Zelda. Zelda usually actually isn't my type of game either, but even so, it's not my type of game, I still like it. But then, Smash Bros, it just doesn't click with me for some reason. I don't know. Also, why am I not using the speed button anymore? When did I stop using the speed button? I'm trying to get shit done here. Ice Shard. Thank you. I would very much like Ice Shard on my team, because that's a priority move. And priority moves are going to come in useful. Also, it's an Ice type move that actually damages shit. So now we just need to get Olaf to level 10 and we can go into the gym and the things off for today. Hello Darlife, how are you doing today? You're joining towards the end of the stream, but we're not quite done yet. We're gonna go for like probably another 15 minutes at this pace. I need something to like water gun to damage these rock types, because Olaf still doesn't have any. I just realized, so I probably should have switched Train Olaf a little bit, because this is going to be painful. Yeah, that's gonna be real painful. Okay, that's Zubat, please Zubat. Not an Onyx. Onyx gives a lot of experience, but not if you can't take it down. Once I got the Ultimate Keyblade or whatever it is, I was happy to just grind Sora from level 30 to 99. That's another point, right? Because when you face the final boss in Kingdom Hearts 3, you're anywhere between level 30, 35-ish to level 50, depending on your difficulty. If you're on a high difficulty, like hard mode, what is it, proud mode, or at critical mode, you're probably a little bit high level because you did a little bit of grinding. But you're probably not over level 50. And then you can grind to level 99. And there's only one optional boss. I know this is going to change, like literally within 3 weeks. 3 weeks from now, this is all going to be different. And there's going to be more post-game content and like difficult boss fights. Where you will need level 99. But at the moment you have Xehanort at, like, let's say level 40. He's easy at level 40. You have Xehanort at level 40. Then you have Dark Inferno, which is about a level 60 to 65 kind of boss. And then you have nothing towards level 99. What? If you're going to only include one optional boss, it's gotta be a level 99 boss. Look at Birth by Sleep. It included Vanitas Remnant. That was a tough boss. Then the American version, little known fact probably, the original Japanese version of Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep didn't have Mysterious Figure in it. The American version added that initially. Wasn't in the final mix version, just the American version. And that was a very difficult boss fight as well. And then the final mix version added it in Japan as well. And then also added Armor of the Master, which is a very good boss fight. And No Heart, which is not as difficult as people make it out to be. People say No Heart is definitely the most difficult fight in the Kingdom Hearts series, which it's not. It's just not. I don't know why we're talking about Kingdom Hearts while we're playing Pokemon, but man, the moment Kingdom Hearts comes up in my mind, I just don't stop talking about it. So if you guys want me to stop talking about Kingdom Hearts, you need to stop me. Because otherwise I just won't stop. I can talk for hours about everything Kingdom Hearts and why people are fucking stupid. Okay, let's look at chat. Wow, there's been a lot of chat since I last looked. I either enjoyed the beginning a long time near the end. I don't even know what we're talking about anymore. I haven't played any Fire Emblem games. Oh, we're talking about Fire Emblem. I haven't either. People keep telling me I should. And I probably should, but I haven't played any Fire Emblem games. I very much like Pokemon Conquest, which is the most I've played in that genre, but I haven't even completed Pokemon Conquest. I've started playing it like 3 times. I've completed it like 0 times. So I probably should first complete Pokemon Conquest before I get into Fire Emblem. Vlogger recording time has begun, so good luck with your run, don't die. I won't promise anything. I'll try not to die, but I can't promise that I won't. Also, I think it might be a good idea for me to not be grinding against rock-type Pokemon with something that doesn't have a water-type move yet. But the mini-games in Kingdom Hearts 3 were a thing. Honestly, minigames have always been kind of lackluster in Kingdom Hearts. The Mushroom Organization 13 was not fun either. I honestly think that the Fruit Heartless, they're hit and miss. The one in Tangled's World, Corona, it's bad. The one where you need to take pictures of them, it's real bad. Especially since it fills up your picture reel, which apparently only has 100 slots in it for whatever fucking reason, real quickly. And it doesn't give you like a separate thing for that at all. So you go through deleting a lot of pictures after every attempt you do, because you're going to do a lot of attempts. But the one in the toy box, for instance, that one, I actually enjoyed doing that one. It was fairly difficult, but wasn't horrible. I actually liked the way that was designed. Oh my god, a Pokemon Conquest randomizer would be... Oh my god. No, 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 no. Oh, that would be horrible. I would probably play it. But I would probably have to play the original game like 3 or 4 times first. Before I could like decide to make that kind of investment with my sanity. Because that sounds real difficult. I hated the fruit hodler so much that I just saw a YouTube video copied. Honestly, that's what most people do, I think. But even Kingdom Hearts 1 Final Mix had some... and every world had a place where there was a special Heartless. Like the Neo Shadows and End of the World, and then there were... I think there was the huge mushroom dude in Deep Jungle. There were the Giant Shadows, which had a name, which I forgot. In Wonderland and all that kind of stuff. You needed to get for a certain type of item. And I think those items were all required to get all the synthesis recipes to get the Ultimate Weapon. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you might not even need the Fruit Heartless to get the Ultimate Weapon in Kingdom Hearts 3, do you? You must. You must need to. I hated the frozen sliding minigame though. Holy fuck. Doing it the first time in the story wasn't that bad, but doing it again to get 100% completion for the Ultimate Weapon, that wasn't fun. That was actually horrible. That was something I looked up on YouTube as well, where to go, because, like, I think you need to get like 7 or 9 or something things, and I could only find a couple. The others I looked up on YouTube. It's just, that wasn't good. That wasn't fun. That was really bad. Yeah, I didn't even do the cooking minigames. I just ignored that entirely. Apparently the Keyblade you get for it is somewhat good. But the time investment for that? I mean, I'd rather just get the Ultimate Weapon. Right? And from what I've seen in videos, the shot lock you get from it isn't unique either. So if you just upgrade another Keyblade with a similar shot lock, I think it's like a similar shot lock to the Honey Keyblade or something, isn't it? It didn't look that particularly great to me, anyway, so I wasn't going to do that. The Fruit Hodlers are needed for the Rami minigame. Yeah, I don't give a fuck about that. So let's go into the gym here. We are level 10. Olaf still hasn't learned anything useful. We're gonna go lead with Dominic, I want to say, because coverage. And let's just beat this gym the fuck up. I saw a video of getting all the Keyblades. The Cooking Keyblade is kind of like a reskinned version of the Hercules one. Yeah, that's what. I didn't remember which one it was, but there's... Honestly, in Kingdom Hearts 3, there's only like 5 Keyblades. I mean, there's like 12, but there's only 5. Because there's a Kingdom Key, and then there's also... What's a Razor Leaf? And then there's the one Keyblade you get at the Keyblade Graveyard, the one from Union Cross. That's sturdy, fuck. It's the same Keyblade. It's just the same Keyblade. I think the transformation... I think like the one from Union Cross gives you Ragnarok at the very end, and the Kingdom Key doesn't. In that respect, it's a little bit better. But it's not that much better. And then you've got the Frozen Keyblade. There's like 2 or 3 versions of that as well. And then you've got the Ultimate Weapon is unique. The Ultimate Weapon is unique, and it better fucking be. And it's very good, actually. It's not very good against bosses, particularly. But it's very good against hordes of enemies. Well, yeah, the game is designed for you to use 3 of them, because you can even swap on the go. And I love that addition to the game, actually. Being able to swap on the go, and even store Keyblade transformations. You can transform and then swap to a different Keyblade, and the transformation stays when you swap back to the original Keyblade, which that's very, very well put together. Again, the gameplay itself, it's very fun and very satisfying to play through, but it's just... I have issues. With the game, I also have issues, don't get me wrong, but... Yeah, the console exclusive Keyblades, I just have neither of those. Obviously, because I can't have both, and I didn't get the PlayStation one. They seem kind of useless anyway. I'm very hyped to see what Oathkeeper and Oblivion have. They better be unique. They seem unique from what we've seen in trailers so far. But I'm gonna be upset if Oathkeeper and Oblivion end up being reskins of other Keyblades as well. They can't be. They just can't be. If they are, again, I'll be upset. I'll still enjoy it. Why would you use powdered snow when you have icy wind? Because I'm trying to kill you, okay? I'm trying to kill you in a as plausible way as I can. You are right, though. I should definitely be using icy wind. Oh, they aren't even exclusive Keyblades anymore. Wow. But yeah, I'm not spending money just to get a Keyblade. I'm spending money for the DLC, definitely. I don't know how expensive the DLC is going to be, but I'm going to buy it. And there's going to be Keyblades... Oh, burps. There's going to be Keyblades included in that DLC, which obviously, that way, I am paying money to get Keyblades, kind of. But I'm mostly getting money to paying money to get more boss fights. I need, first and foremost, I want to be able to play as the other characters in the Keyblade Graveyard. But I also want to have the data organization fights. There better be, for every organization member, there better be a separate fight. Just like there was in Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. If there's not... there has to be. There just has to be. I'm willing to pay for DLC. I'm willing to pay... I would have been willing to pay, and I'm very glad they didn't do this, but I would have been willing to pay for a Kingdom Hearts 3 Final Mix. I would have been willing to buy the game again, because I've done that before. I've done that for Kingdom Hearts 1, for Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, and Kingdom Hearts 2. I bought both of those, all three of those games twice, just because they released a fucking Final Mix. Yes, I'm upset about this, can you tell? But don't kill yourself, we need you for other community runs. $2 for each Keyblade, that's just stupid. Yeah, I also did New Game Plus Critical Mode because, fuck that. Critical Mode is actually difficult for a change. The normal game is ridiculously easy and then Critical Mode is ridiculously hard. The only Kingdom Hearts game release I haven't, like, gotten, other than non-downloaded Final Mix versions, Japan exclusive, and original coded, I guess. The only Kingdom Hearts game I haven't gotten is the story so far, the collection for the PS4, because I own all of those games on their original platforms, and then I also own all of those games on PS3 and on PS4. I own Kingdom Hearts 1 like 3 times. I own it on PS2, I own it on PS3, and I own it on PS4. Same for Kingdom Hearts 2. Same for Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep, but the original is PSP obviously, and I own that one twice. Actually no, because Final Mix never made it. Okay, I don't own that one twice. I've played that one twice, but my second playthrough of that was not strictly speaking legal because piracy. But hey, if you're not releasing the content here in the West, I'm just gonna download it. Well, Critical Mode, it becomes a very different game, and I don't want to be that... Oh my god, that's a lot of damage. Critical Mode Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm not saying it becomes like Dark Souls just because it's difficult, but Dark Souls is not an action game, in my opinion. Dark Souls is designed in such a way that it's more a puzzle game than an action game. Or at least the combat is... There's not actual combat, it's like real-time puzzles. It's all about pattern recognition and not actually being good about the game. And I think Kingdom Hearts 3 is that as well in critical mode. It's just not as well executed because the game wasn't originally designed to be played that way. It's a lot of fun, critical mode in Kingdom Hearts 3. If you're like very big into the series, critical mode is a lot of fun. And especially after people complained about Kingdom Hearts 3 being too easy and then not being in critical mode being introduced and being actually brutal, it's the best thing they could have done. And I like it because it fundamentally changes the way you look at the game. It does become more Dark Souls-like, and I appreciate that, because Kingdom Hearts, often the combat has been fairly simplistic, and now it gets a little bit more depth because of that. But also, it needs more depth than it has to actually work like properly critical mode. So, I don't know. Maybe Kingdom Hearts 4 will fix that somehow. I don't think so. I think the charm of Kingdom Hearts is that the combat is very simplistic and satisfying, and that it's not too complicated. So, I wouldn't change it. I think having critical mode be the way it is right now, though, from a design perspective, is very good, because it does actually like offer variety other than just more difficulty. Why would I use Razor Leaf? Oh. Quad effective. That makes a lot of sense. Well, everyone survived the gym, so we've got that. What is Leprous' defense? Yeah, that's not Leprous' defense. That is Cranidos having a stupid amount of physical attack. Let's see. Because we have... Wow, 20, 20, 20 and 15. Nice. And Leprous' defense is 23 compared to Olaf at 14, Subpar at 11. So it is much higher, but it's also because Cranidos has a stupid physical attack. It's got one of the most the highest physical attacks in the region, I think. So Stealth Rock, what is thought or setup moves? I think that's what they're called. Stealth Rock, Double Team, Flash. Stealth Rock's useful, not in the main game though. In competitive, it's great. Double Team, I think, is banned in competitive, so... And Flash is just useless. It might be banned in competitive as well. Gym 2, Gym 1, 1 dead. Gym 2, we can only guess. Well, the Pokemon that died here didn't even die in a gym. It died because it's just a piece of shit that died in grinding. But we're about 2 hours in, which is loads more than I expected. And in 10 minutes, the next episode of Pokemon Through the Years is going to go live. So I'm going to end it here. I want to thank everybody that came to hang out very much. I honestly didn't expect the chat to be this active. I had a lot of fun. And 2 hours. It's a lot longer than I expected. I expected it to be like 45 minutes and then just like give up on it. But I'm glad I gave it a shot. So, I don't know when I'll be live again, but I will be trying to live stream this challenge throughout the month of January. Probably like once a week, just not on a schedule, as I said in my 2019 in retrospect video. I don't want to adhere to a schedule for live streaming anymore. I just want to do it when I feel like it, and today I felt like it, so maybe I'll be live again tomorrow. Maybe it'll be another week and a half. I don't know. But we'll be picking up probably a little bit of speed next episode, because next stream, because we won't have to do like 45 minutes of introductory shit. So we can go right into the second gym and sweep that one as well, probably, because it's a grass type gym. Until then, I'm going to have to shut up for a couple of seconds now, because actually no, I don't, because I can just end stream. And okay, I'm very not smart. Anyway, see you later. Also, Kingdom Hearts. When Remind releases, I'm going to live stream Remind content, like probably day one if I can manage to. So keep up to date for that if you like Kingdom Hearts.